I was skeptical about this one at first. I mean, I've tried a few astrophotography cameras over the years, and most of them either cost a small fortune or gave me more noise than signal. Then I got my hands on the ZWO ASI294MM, and honestly, it changed how I shoot the night sky. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This isn't one of those cameras that makes you choose between resolution and speed. The ASI294MM packs a 11.7 megapixel micro 4/3 sensor with 4144 by 2822 resolution, so you're getting crisp, detailed images of galaxies and nebulae without blowing up your file sizes. I've captured the Orion Nebula with this thing, and the level of detail in the dust lanes is something I usually only see in images from much more expensive setups. And because it's monochrome, you can use separate filters for each color channel, which actually gives you better color accuracy than a one-shot color camera, something I didn't fully appreciate until I tried it. What really surprised me was the speed. Thanks to the USB 3.0 interface, this camera can stream at up to 16 frames per second at full resolution. That might not sound like a lot, but when you're doing planetary imaging or lucky imaging on a bright target like Jupiter or Saturn, those extra frames make a huge difference in stacking quality. I've gotten sharper images of Jupiter in a single session than I did in weeks with older cameras. And since it draws power directly from the USB port, you don't need a separate power supply, just plug it in, connect it to your laptop, and you're ready to go. The build is solid too. It's housed in a red anodized CNC aluminum body that feels like it could survive a meteor shower. It's compact and lightweight, so it fits easily into my astrophotography rig without adding much bulk. I've taken it out in the field multiple times, and it's held up well even in cooler temperatures. The cooling isn't active like some high-end models, but for most amateur setups, it's more than enough to keep noise down during long exposures. I've also been impressed with how well it pairs with guiding systems. The ASI294MM has a built-in guide port, so you can connect an autoguider directly without needing extra adapters. That's saved me a ton of time and hassle when setting up for deep sky imaging. And because it's a monochrome sensor, you can use narrowband filters like H-alpha, O3, and S2, which really brings out the faint details in emission nebulae. I've captured the Veil Nebula in narrowband, and the contrast against the background is stunning, something I struggled to achieve with color cameras. Another thing I appreciate is the software support. ZWO's ASICAP software is free and works well for basic capture and previewing. It's not as polished as some paid options, but it gets the job done, especially for quick setups. And since it's a widely used camera in the astrophotography community, there are plenty of tutorials and user guides out there if you run into any issues. Now, it's not perfect. The biggest downside is the lack of active cooling. If you're imaging in really hot conditions or doing very long exposures, you might run into thermal noise issues. I've mitigated that by using a fan on my telescope and keeping sessions under an hour, but it's something to keep in mind if you're pushing the limits. Also, the price point is higher than some entry-level cameras, so it's not the best choice if you're just starting out. But if you're serious about astrophotography and want a reliable, high-performance camera, this is a solid investment. Overall, the ZWO ASI294MM has become my go-to camera for deep sky imaging. It delivers the resolution, speed, and flexibility I need without breaking the bank. Whether you're shooting galaxies, nebulae, or planets, this camera handles it all with ease. If you've been on the fence about upgrading your astrophotography setup, this might be the one to push you over the edge. You can find the link below if you want to check it out. Happy imaging!